I'm Amy Bennett-Williams with the News Press, and we're here at the Conservancy. We have just seen the biggest Burmese python removed from the Everglades in Florida. And I'm here with Ian, and he's going to talk about the experience of actually capturing this critter. So can you describe what the take-in was like?
Well, okay, so I guess standard starting of the story. We're out doing a mission like, you know, our normal missions. We have an antenna with a receiver. We're listening to a signal. We're listening for this beep coming from our the transmitter that's inside one of our scout snakes. So we're following. The closer we get to our snake, the louder the beep gets. So we're tracking Dion, who had been in the same location for a week and a half, which means a couple of things, but one of the things that could mean is that he could have company. So we decided to hack out into Picayune-Strand State Forest. We, are basically entangled in all this invasive vegetation, Brazilian pepper, hacking through acacia. There was also greenbrier, which is spiky, and it's like, so yeah, Smilax vine. So we're hacking a tunnel through it, holding an antenna, kind of ducking down, clipping vines, hacking away, trying to hack a trail. And as we're going through, it's just like, are we there yet? Have we gotten to our snake? We get to a slight clearing. It's just covered with all of this viney material, and just like, where are we close? And Kyle points the antenna, he's listening, he's looking, and he hears the beep coming from our left, I guess. He's like, I think he's right here. So I take a step out, trying not to trip over myself in these vines, and we hear a little rustle. It's like, that sounds like there's a snake there. So we take a step, we look, we see a snake. It's obviously massive. So I'm like, that's not our snake. So we step on it, try to restrain the head. She breaks away and tries to escape. So she's slithering off. Kyle had to dive on the trunk of the snake and hold her in place, and then we restrained the head, got the head, restrained it, taped her mouth, tried to, prevent her from biting us. But during all of that, she's kind of writhing around, fighting us.
How strong are they when you're wrestling one of these?
It's very difficult to describe, because a snake that is significantly smaller than you or me is incredibly powerful. So a snake that was bigger than us, I mean, it took the whole team to restrain it, to hold her still. We still couldn't manage the back half of her body, and that's when you hold onto their head, their instinct is to try to take their coils, push their head out of your hands. But she was so big, she was actually taking her coils and pressing against my chest to try to push her head out. Like, I've never had that happen before. So we're restraining her, like, oh my gosh, like, we gotta get her. So her tail kind of swung back. Their defense mechanism is to produce this foul-smelling musk. So basically, she tried to musk all over me, and she went to swing it past Kyle's face, and he saw it coming. It looked like she had balled up her tail into a fist, essentially, and he dodged it, and I turned to look at him and got hit square in the face with the tail. It didn't hurt at the time, it was fine, but it was like, wow, I just got punched in the face by a snake. And we restrained her. Probably took like 20 minutes to restrain her, but that was pretty much the easy part. Dealing with all the spiky vegetation, wrestling with this thing, that was the easy part. After that, it was about packing it out, because now we had this animal. We didn't know how much it weighed. We knew it was big, and so we just had to. How
do you get it into the trunk? Do you have a winch? Do you have a?
Oh no, it's just manpower, people power. People power. We carried it out. We used a trail, the path of least resistance, and put it up over our shoulders and walked it out. Got to the truck. We were able to put her into one of these large tubs. Yeah. And clamped it down, and then lifted the tub up into the truck.
And you're back on the hunt again, right?
Well, that mission was it was funny because it came sort of at the end of the day. So of course it always happens at the end of the day. We're not expecting it. So that was over. But at that point, we had already tracked out to multiple males that didn't have any females with them. But we were able to locate. We're locating you know, 4 other males, and then we go to Dion because it's like, well, he's been in the same spot for a while, let's go check him, you know. And so that's usually how we play it. We're just constantly going out, checking our snakes, recording all this data, and you know.
And Dion is still out there though, scouting for you, right?
We have 40 plus male snakes out right now. Spending the summer waiting until the next breeding season in October, November. And so then once November comes around, we're going to be more intensively following them, tracking their movements. We track them all summer. Oftentimes they go so remote and the water level gets so high that Ian Bartosek, the project manager, he has to actually get into an airplane and fly, and they have to use aerial telemetry to locate our snakes. So we cannot hear them from the ground. So that's usually what the summer is, and then obviously once the breeding season comes back around, we're going to be on every single one of them, checking every single one. So,
great.
Yep.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Very much.
Yeah.